Hello everybody and welcome to the classification games of FIBA Women's AfroBasket 2021 in Yaoundé, Cameroon, and it's the second classification game of the day as we saw Mozambique's Ingrid Mukauro snatch a win over Cote d'Ivoire earlier on. Angola had their worst game of this AfroBasket run last night against Mali, losing by over 20 points. But we'll be looking to put on a better show against Nadine Mohamed's Egyptian side. I'm Saleh Shani together with Usher Komugisha here in the commentary booth. And Usher, yesterday was an emotional loss for Egypt against the host Cameroon. If they had won that game, it would have been their first entry in the top four since the 70s. Coming back on this floor less than 24 hours later, do they have the mental strength to still finish this tournament on a high?
Well, Egypt have nothing absolutely apart from motivation to try and make a big statement against a top side like Angola today and fight for a place to be in the 5th and 6th classification game. So there's a lot of motivation. They know that they fell short, but for a team that got a wild card to be in this tournament, they can be proud that they took the hosts Cameroon to the last possession.
Yes, indeed. Now, it was a terrible game for Italy. Lucas has been leading Angola in scoring with 16 points per game. Last night she had 3, Usher.
Definitely looking at that, I mean, she must have gone back and said and understood that she fell short of her potential as a player and as, you know, one who is very dependable for Angola. But heads up, it's another day, it's a new day, and another new day to fight for national pride for the Angolans.
Speaking of national pride, Coach Walter Costa, who has played for the men's national team, is trying to inject that pride in Angola and make sure they restore any credibility that they lost yesterday. This is a team that is ranked number 5 in Africa, 2-time Afro champions. Yesterday there was a conversation of, is it back to the drawing board for Angola and should they just take the time to rebuild? Well, this a game against Egypt could change that conversation, and we'll see what they have to deliver. But Soraya Mohammed and the Egyptian side, it's good to see a smile on her face. We saw tears in her eyes yesterday. Egypt, they've never defeated Angola, but today might be their lucky day, Usher.
Yes, looking at this Egyptian side, they're very young and they're trying to build something to make a case for women's basketball back home in Egypt, and they definitely have a score to settle after we saw great performances yesterday against Cameroon. They'll have to dig deep today. We'll have some good matchups in the paint. Ranim El Gadawi Hala, as well as Hagar Amir up against Nadir Manuel and Christina Matiket.
The number 5 team against the number 6 team, but let's have a brief break in the commentary for the playing of the national anthems of Angola and Egypt.
Commissaire M. Franco, Anne-Marie Samaïsou du Cameroun, délégué technique FIBA. Mesdames et messieurs, bien vouloir pour ceux qui sont désir. Didier Duc de la Mora en premier. Ladies and gentlemen, l'hymne national d'Angola. Merci, mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, l'hymne de l'Égypte.
The referees for this game are up on your screen. Didier Gaga from Rwanda, Jules Nono from Cameroon, and Kwaku Nyamen from Côte d'Ivoire. Getting ready to get this game started. Again, it's the classification games, position 5 to 8. That's the starting 5 for Angola. Italy Lucas, Daniel Conchavez, Avelina Peso, and Christina Matikit will get things started for the Angolan side. As you take a look at the bench there. And on paper, it is a deep bench. They do have the luxury of a nice rotation. They'll be led by head coach Walter Costa. As I mentioned earlier on, he has experience with the men's national team and even played in one of the Olympics. As we take a look at the Egypt starting 5, Abdel Alim, Nadine Mohammed, Soraya Degadi, so known as Soraya Mohammed, Farida Adelnabi, and Raneem El Gadawi. Raneem El Gadawi had a huge game yesterday night against Cameroon. They'll be led by none other than head coach Ahab El-Alfi. And he's been at the helm of Egyptian women's basketball for a good amount of time. Understands his ladies, knows how to get them to tick, knows how to get them to perform, and they'll really be looking to upset Angola in this matchup this lovely afternoon in Yaoundé, Cameroon. Usher, what do you think are the weaknesses Angola has that Egypt can capitalize on?
Well, obviously, looking at the Angolan bigs, they are slow on their feet, and that is something that the Egyptian forwards can look into. When you have a matchup, Raneem El Gadawi and Hala O Hagar up against Golome, Matikit, and Nadir. If they're quick, the Egyptians, they can get a foul in there, or even a foul and a basket.
Well, we thought that Egypt would have a tough time against Cameroon, who were a taller and physically stronger team. Angola, it's the same story for them. They have a strong front court with Nadir, Manuel, Golome, and Matikit in the low post. But we've seen Egypt work around that. It's a team that scores most of their baskets in the paint, and they don't change that regardless of who they're going up against.
They're a team that have character, and they get most of their motivation also from the coach Ahab El-Alfi, who expects the best and nothing but the best, and concentration, focus, and that is something that Egypt will be looking into as Soraya Degadi today starts in the starting 5 to get the game going.
59 à 57. Deuxième match de classification, Egypt Angola. Dans quelques instants, mesdames et messieurs, le début du premier quart.
Just moments before the opening tip-off here.
Comme je le disais tantôt, le premier match de classification, Côte d'Ivoire 57, Mozambique 59.
Good afternoon and welcome again everybody to Yaoundé, Cameroon for the last classification game of the day between Angola and Egypt. After this game, we'll be dealing with the semifinals as Avelina Peso had an early attempt and Egypt, Soraya Degadi will bring the ball up. Abdelalim to El Gadawi in the low post, gets her own rebound. Abdelalim off balance.
That's a very poor start from Ranim. She should be able to finish that there. But perhaps it's the fatigue in this tournament, yet to get into game rhythm.
Also keep in mind who she's going up against. Peso, she's out of bounds. And even though both sides are missing, I like to see teams attack early on in the game. It kind of shakes off the cobwebs, kind of gets you into a momentum and sets the pace for the game. Degadi to Mohammed. Nadine Mohammed tries to find El Gadawi. El Gadawi, 4 on the shot clock. She's gonna try and take it all the way. It's a good left-hand finish from her.
So Ranim El Gadawi scores from the difficult situations and not the easy ones, it seems.
Matikit. It's good defense from El Gadawi.
She'll be involved on both ends of the court. It's a big game for the forwards in both sides of the court.
Ball off the foot of Mohammed, and Angola will stay with the possession. Lucas to inbound. Gets it to Rose Mira. Shot clock trouble once again. Gonchavez, tough move to the hoop. Couldn't get it to drop. Soraya Degadi on the other end. Pass out to Nadine Mohammed. Nadine Mohammed can't get it going. Baseball pass from Lucas to find Gonchavez on the lay-in. That's good transition offense, but where is the recovery defense? Matikid makes it difficult for Soraya to score. Oh, Rose Mira brings Soraya to her feet and hits the three-point shot on the other end of the floor.
And that will be one of the highlights, regardless of the score result at the end.
Farida finds Nadine Mohammed for the three-point shot, and Mohammed hits from deep to get Egypt 5 apiece between these two teams. 7 minutes to go. Matikit wants it in the low post. She knows she has single coverage. Peso tries to keep it alive. And Matikit has to do a better job when you have one defender on you like that. At this level, really that should be a basket in the low post.
I see that you're calling for a one-on-one with her.
I want it. Let's do it.
I'll probably be the referee.
No, I do not want you to be the referee. That will definitely be a loss for me.
Have faith.
Mohammed wants to screen. El Gadawi is going to shoot that three-point shot and misses completely. Meanwhile, Soraya was wide open. If she had just made that one extra pass, I think it would have been a better choice. Italy Lucas loses the ball. And we talked about Angola's energy last night. Usher, do you get a sense that that has changed a little bit? It's still early days in this game, but looking at them preparing for this game, looking at them in these first 4 minutes, you see anything different?
Not really. The energy levels are still down. I don't feel that yearning for a victory yet in this game. But also, to be fair to them, it's been very close games for them. They were in a tight group with Nigeria and Mozambique. That took so much from them, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And by the time they got to this level of the tournament, they're drained.
Well, like you said earlier, it's autopilot at this stage of the tournament. And Angola, who do have the more playoff experience, should have the edge against Egypt, as Peso and Matikid can't get that one. El Gadawi all the way to the hoop. She is fouled by Conchalves and will go to the line to shoot two. El Gadawi, who had a double-double yesterday night, is one of the top performers for Egypt. Oh, they're not going to call it a shooting foul. You see Coach Ahab confused about that one as well. Nadine Mohammed, we've seen her be so dangerous with that drive. And you can see exactly why. Extremely efficient. She has that nice little floating shot that's extremely, extremely hard to block. She's adjusted it to accommodate the tall players that are at the top level of African basketball.
She's a complete player. She plays good defense, and her shooting overall is impressive.
As El Gadawi gets another field goal for Egypt. Lucas gets the screen, cuts to the center. Nice find to Matikid on the cut. Matikid doing a better job of expecting the ball. We saw Italy Lucas trying to get the ball into her several times this tournament, and she seemed surprised that it was getting to her. That was a good two-man play for her. Now on the other end, Soraya.
There's better communication now between the two.
Avelina Peso fouled on the drive, and Nadine Mohammed pick up her first foul.
It's a mismatch in terms of height there, but that's a matchup that we will like to see later in the game.
Peso to miss her first free throw. She's been 52% from the line in this tournament. Degady to Farida, Farida to El Gadawi. Oh, manages to wriggle away from Angola's defenders, and Abdelalim with the finish.
And that is something that Abdelalim needs to continue doing, at least to be part of the offensive boards for Egypt.
Matikid takes it in.
That's aggressive enough. And that hurts Egypt's bigs. If you keep driving the ball, their hands are actually always up, Nurala and Ranim. And if you have a player like Ranim El Gadawi that is a scoring machine, you want to take the ball to her so that she can foul and go to the bench as early as possible.
Matikit misses the first free throw. Gets the second to go. Back to a tied game here between Egypt and Angola. Nadine Mohammed having to deal with two defenders on her. Al Gadawi now sees she has some space. She's going to go all the way. She's so reliable with that drive. When she attacks the hoop, it's extremely difficult to stop her. And look at Abdul Alim, almost gets the steal. Peso all the way to the basket. Rebound, Matikid tries to get the put back. And Matikid unable to convert. And she'll pick up the foul as Italy Lucas calls the team over. They don't want to talk about it.
That's great effort from Matikid.
Egypt now with just a 2-point lead. 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Farida to Abdul Alim. Mohammed at the wing, sees some space. Gets it up. We know what a threat she is when she attacks the hoop like that. This time Angola do a good job on the defensive end, and here comes Pequeno to bring the ball up. Foul on Egypt. That's gonna be their third team foul. And Farida's first. Pequeno hits the first free throw, and it may be quiet in this gymnasium right now, but you can guarantee it's going to be deafening later on today for the semi-final matchup, Cameroon versus Mali. That's going to be the last game of the day at 8 p.m. Correction is going to be the next game after this one. And then after that, it'll be Senegal against Nigeria. Good defense from Farida. There's a kick out to Mpaka for the three. That's going to be off. Gets her own rebound, kicks it out to the other side for a long two. Angola unable to convert. They have a second chance here.
And that's very good reaction from Angola.
They're going to call the walk on Whitney Miguel.
Good fight there from Regina Pequeno.
Soraya to Farida. You can see Egypt have spread the floor. They want to create enough space. Soraya Mohammed, good read of the defense. She saw that her defender had dropped, and she was able to have enough space to get that perimeter shot. And speaking of passes, look at the passing from Angola. They've just not been able to convert on their possessions as well as they've wanted to. But it's good to see them moving the ball around. Farida loses it. Pequeno on the cut. All the way to the basket. No.
Nurala needs to be able to time that block so that it's not a foul. Because when you look at the height difference, that is something that is achievable for Nurala.
Pequeno to shoot 2. Unable to convert. Angola shooting 62% in the tournament. It's generally a good free throw shooting team, but Pequeno misses both her free throws in that one. We're going to call the foul on Nadine Manuel. Just a case of bad timing. A good steal from, or rather deflection from Pequeno, and I think she really knows how to sell those fouls, Usher.
Well, if you're a guard, you gotta have that under your sleeve.
Soraya from deep. It's gonna be off, right? Ahmed was fighting in the paint for that board. Paka slapped away by El Gadawi. Just under a minute left to go here in the first quarter. Nadine Mohammed, that's the move that she likes to pull out when she's faced with much taller players. Extremely reliable.
She's very athletic, and that helps in her movement.
As El Sharawi with the deflection, disrupting Angola's offense, forcing them to now make a decision with 11 seconds on the shot clock. Nadine Mohammed, 7 points for her in this quarter so far. Soraya has a seat as Rim Musa checks into the game. Whitney Miguel with the baseline J. Norhan unable to convert. Now that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Pequeno wasn't able to get to the basket before the game clock ended, and that's going to be Egypt 17, Angola 13. Egypt and Angola were tied at some point, but they've managed to stretch out to a lead.
And looking at the statistics there, a few three-pointers in this game, just two for a pointer, a three-pointer each for the teams. We've not seen that much enthusiasm, and that explains, obviously, because it is a classification game. Both teams have been playing back-to-back games in the tournament so far, but Ranim El Gadawi, always the important player for Egypt so far, 6 points in this game. And Nadine Mohammed with 7 for Egypt. But obviously, Matikit there for Angola. She'll have to be consistent in the paint, as she's been doing in the first quarter, but she'll need help. Nadir Manuel has to do so much better, as well as Whitney Miguel and Golome if she eventually comes on. But good teamwork there from Lucas and Matikit. to make sure that Angola stay alive in this game. It's a better first quarter than yesterday for Angola. Yesterday was a complete nightmare for Angola. They were outscored 24-7 by Mali, and the Malians ran away with that game. But quickly looking at the statistics, Egypt have 14 points in the paint. That should be a big worry for Angola. And they need to play better defense to that regard.
Top of the second quarter. And Parker, she wanted the foul. She didn't get it. Whistle was blown, and she did get it. And clearly, she was slapped quite a bit on the way to the basket. Parker to hit her first free throw. Musa to bring the ball up to El Gadawi. As you can see, Angola now trying to make sure there's a little bit more pressure on the ball on Egypt. Nadine Mohammed into El Gadawi. El Gadawi sees one side, the help defense, spins the other way. And she is just a great finisher with either the left or the right-hand side, which makes her such a threat there in that low post.
She always has good eyes on the boards, and that is very important.
Good timing from Norhan Ahmed, and it's going to be Nadine who'll finish on the other end of the floor. See her there with a push. Great transition offense from Egypt. Angola also moving the ball well in that possession. Nadir Manuel couldn't finish it out. Parker to inbound. Gala now at the wing. Manuel wants it. They didn't want to give it to her. Parker. Tough move to the hoop. Musa will give a long pass to Nadine. Nadine almost gets the and one. And that was a good eye from Reem Musa to find Nadine sprinting down the floor.
It is incredible how Nadine has been able to establish herself on the list of the best guards in this tournament. And no surprises there from the former University of North Carolina player, who actually is the highest and all-time point scorer at the University of North Carolina. And playing back home in Egypt, she's been doing an incredible job and is now among the core players of this Egyptian side. And let's see how far she can take Egypt in this game against Angola.
That is a very impressive statistic that you just pointed out there, Usher, and explains a lot why she's so comfortable at this level of competition. She's played against the top dogs in America. She can handle the top dogs here.
That's right, and that's really part of the conversation why Egypt are doing an incredible job of sending their young talented players to the US to play against the best in the world. And with time, this team will be very lethal and fighting for those top 4 positions. And who knows, maybe they could even go to the World Cup.
Egypt 23, Angola 15. Minute 40 seconds played in this second quarter as Musa to bring the ball up. Musa timed that pass long. Pequeno. It's a great defensive play from her and just couldn't keep control of the ball. Hamid will inbound. Comes Nadine to El Sharawi. El Sharawi gets it out to El Gadawi. Just off on that shot. Pequeno. And into Whitney Miguel. Egypt defense forgot she was down low there. And Nadine Mohammed unable to finish that one, but she's been a great job of running the floor.
That just goes to show how Angola always slow to react on defense, and Egypt will punish them all day long.
Now look at the block from Norhan.
That's a great putback there from Nadir Manuel.
Nadine Mohammed gets it to El Sharawi. See El Gadawi down in the low post. She is always looking to attack. Norhan. It's a fight for the rebound between El Gadawi and Pequeno, but Pequeno wins it. Lucas will bring the ball up. Got a foul called on Hagar Amer against Nadir Manuel. That's going to be Egypt's third foul. Lucas to inbound. Gets it to Miguel. Miguel finds Manuel up against Amer. And that's a nice spin move from Nadir Manuel.
She's starting to warm up into this game and she's looking great. That's the Nadir Manuel that we know.
Good ball movement from Egypt. Amer having to go against Manuel. Manuel doing a good job not to foul. Egypt, that was good ball movement. Unable to convert. Here comes Italy. Lucas. Three-pointer good for Italy. Lucas. And you can take a look at that replay. She had the space to take the shot and the confidence to do so as well. She is rewarded as Lucas gets Angola back to a lead against Egypt by half a basket. Timeout has been called on the floor. Some adjustments have to be made. Neither side been able to shake off the other, but it's what you'd expect from these two teams.
ماشي هنا الاوفنس فيري باد متاخر من الكوره هلا وسال مربع فور ايزي بوينت مفيش مشكله نرجع لوكاس اول كوره تاخدها ما جابتش ديري بوينت تاخدها تشوطها 3 بونت ارجعوا شويه سبرنت وفي الاوفنس مشوا الكوره من ايديكم بطلوا حاجه صعبه موف ذا بول شير ذا بول عايز كويس للاوفنس عايز رن للاوفنس كل واحده الكوره في ايديها ربع ساعه فات عايز ادريس السكرين بعد السكرين رن هتلاقوا السبيسنج فتح نلعب على هذا نكمل الدوري العربيه
You can hear the coach Ehab El Alfi talking about passing and moving that ball. And that has been one of their greatest weaknesses as a team. Sometimes they tend to play as individuals, and it hurts them so much. We saw that in the final against Kenya of the Zone 5 qualifiers in July in Kigali. But they've tried to work on those weaknesses here in this tournament, and that reminder in the timeout was quite timely from the coach.
Farida from downtown. That's a clutch three-point shot for her. It's going to be her first field goal in this game. She tries to find a cutting Norhan. Norhan managing to keep it alive. Musa, drive and kick. We have another three-point shot attempt. This time, this one doesn't fall. Farida now on the drive. Rebound, Amer. She couldn't get a hand on it. And here comes Italy Lucas. Once again, she sees that space. She takes that shot.
Lucas will have to play with her teammates there and look for the other options.
Musa, a nice spin around jump shot. Very pretty. Just couldn't get it to drop. Gala to bring the ball up. Gets it to Paka. Paka tries to find Miguel on the cut. And you get the sense that if there's just a bit more space between that high and low post, they'd be able to create the space they would need to make that pass. As Amer, the turnaround. It's a fight between her and Manuel. Ball knocked out of bounds. And it'll be Angola to inbound. Paka to Gala. Paka sees Gala on the baseline. Baseline with a spin. Up and over the hands of El Sharawi. Tie game. 3:20 to go here in the second quarter. El Sharawi fires.
Very good rebound there from Whitney Miguel.
Dear Manuel finds Miguel in the low post. The step back won't go. And that's good play from Norhan Ahmed. Egypt and Angola trading baskets here. The bottom half of the second quarter. Rita has to be careful with that offensive foul. Italy Lucas manages to keep it alive. 3 on the shot clock. Manuel can't get it to go. Goes again. No. And it's just been tough for Angola as El Sharawi takes this to a 4-point lead for Egypt on the other end. Lucas throws it away. There was miscommunication between her and Manuel. And the team chemistry for Angola has been off in these last several possessions.
They'll need to get their act together and talk more, which explains why Lucas is on the bench now to see the other guard options, Rosamira Daniel and Pequeno.
El Shaarawy drills that three-point shot to push this to a 6-point lead for Egypt. Rosemira trying to shake off Farida. It's going to be ball Egypt. Substitution for the Angolan side. Paca out, Gonçalves in. El Shaarawy that was her 5th point in this game. Musa misses everything. El Shaarawy tried to save it. Nadir Manuel had the angle. Pequeno brings the ball up, gets it to Manuel. Manuel tries to get past El Shaarawy. They're going to call a foul on her. Rosemira to Gonçalves for a deep three. Rims out. And here comes Ahmed against 2 defenders. Spins it up and in. And Egypt are continuing to extend this lead as we see another steal for El Shaarawy. Now Ahmed with a floater and back-to-back baskets for her.
And Egypt are looking very good there with a 9-point lead. Great hands there from Hala.
That's the run you want to have at the end of the first half. And Matikit up and under. And 2 different calls from the referees, but it's going to be a foul and a 3-point opportunity for Matikit. She's been rewarded for that effort.
She's been incredible so far for Angola. 8 points for Christina Matikit.
Reem Musa all the way to the basket. They thought a timeout had been called. There was a lapse of attention. And Reem Musa saw the opportunity and she went right for it. You have to wonder what was going on in the Angolan camp in that possession as Nadir Manuel too strong on that play. 6 here to go in the first half. And things are just not working for Angola. You know, I think they heard one of the coaches call for a timeout. And it was confused the players. Egypt timeout. Let's head to the bench and listen to what Coach Ahab has to say.
لازم نخلص الجيم. خلاص احنا ضغطنا عليهم كويس، بس هالة مش عايز سيلي فاول ملوش لازمه في الضابط. باقي 6 ثواني، مان تو مان اللي بيطلع الاوت سيب الاوت وزحم هنا على نمره 14 اللي هتلعب، وكل واحد لابس بمانه، كل واحد جري ورا 6 ثواني وزود فاول. نو باسكت. يلا. لا مفيش سويتش.
Listening in there to the Egyptian bench, and they are insisting no basket should be scored, as we have 6.5 seconds in this second quarter. And on the other side, Angola saying forza as they look for that easy basket.
What does forza mean, Usher?
Like allez in French, or like let's go.
Speaking of let's go, means Matiki heard you. It's going to be the final basket for Angola in the final one of this half, and that will do it for the first half. Egypt with an 8-point lead, 39 to Angola's 31 points. And it's been a low-scoring half for both sides, really. But Angola's frustrations, offensive frustrations, continue as Usher takes us through the stats.
Well, it's 9 for 28 for Angola, and Egypt will be impressed with those 3 3-pointers that have given them an edge in this game. 27 rebounds for Angola, but not much to show for it on the other end of the court. 3 steals for each team and 7 team assists for Egypt. The leaders, Nadine Mohamed, 11 points, Matikit Christina with 10, and 8 for Ranim El Gadawi. What an interesting first half of this game we've seen, but there's a lot to play for, even as Egypt take an 8-point lead. We'll be back after this halftime break.
Les lancers sont entendus. Quatrième communauté. Le numéro 1 qui passe d'Angola, Égypte 23, Angola 24. 5 minutes et 50 secondes avant la fin de ce deuxième quart. Remplacement sorti du cercle.
Slices through the defense, can't finish it. Look at the block from Cieza. Cieza has been the defensive player of this game for me, Usher. As Nigeria extend, is a buzzer beater. And Konate showing no excitement for that shot, but her teammates certainly like it. Get up. Seda gets Yassine in the air. It's blocked away by Jara, who picks up her third block from this game. Block city for her.
Maimuna Diarra, 6 feet 6 inches. Wow.
Asira Traore back in this game. Nice find for Geneva Jai on the cut and the finish. Yasin Job picks the pocket of Pereira. Great patience to finish off that play. And Coach Mustafa Guy is pleased. You can see she has those quick hands.
That was a very brilliant play for Yasin Job.
We have walked this land for a long time. We know how far we've gone, and we're sure of how far we can go. Unity is not just a word here. It's not just a spirit in this sport. It's the way we all move. We are proud of our art, country, family, language, and culture. We are united by basketball.
Welcome to FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2022.
Umpire 2, Naga DJ.
second quarter. There was some lapses in focus there from Angola, but really we have to give credit where credit is due. Nadine Mohammed has been attacking and creating shots for herself.
Yes, looking at Nadine Mohammed, really impressive, and how she's taken the women's AfroBasket by storm with her digits. And looking at that, 11 points and 4 rebounds so far in this game, just goes to show you the talent that Egypt have, that they can play with or without Soraya Tegedi, obviously a very good leader herself and contributing in more ways than one in this game. She has 2 points so far, but when the need arises, she'll have to step in and do the hard work. But for now, Nadine Mohammed has done an incredible job. Ranim El Gadawi as well inside the paint, and Hala has also done an incredible job against the Angolan bigs like Christina Matiket and Nadir Manuel.
Yes, indeed. And looking at the game leaders for Angola, Matikit 10 points, Miguel 3 rebounds, Italy Lucas 2 assists. Italy Lucas still having a quiet offensive night, just 3 points for her. Usher, what do you think is going on with Italy?
Well, the thing about Italy Lucas is that the Egyptian players know her very well. She's played for 3 teams in the last 4 seasons in Egypt: Al Ahli, Heliopolis, and Smuha of Alexandria. So they're her teammates. They see her in practice, and they also know her weaknesses and her strength. But also for Angola and Coach Walter Costa, he knows that he can not only always rely on Lucas, as we've seen today. Matikit has 10 points already for Angola. So it's really up to the other players as well to come to the party to show that they're hungry for victory and to try and remind everyone that Angola are 2-time African champions.
The 5th ranked African team has one more half to go against the 6th ranked African team. And this is the second classification game of the day. After this one, it'll be the first semi-final matchup of the tournament, with Cameroon, the host side, taking on Mali. But first, let's take care of matters on the floor. Egypt versus Angola. Let's head to the Egypt bench, hear what Coach Ahab has to say.
in screening ball with لوكاس فاير دبل على لوكاس لازم هنا سبرنت بالروتيشن عملنا واحده اتاخدت مننا باسكت لازم هنا روتيت تاخد انا البيفوت القاطع الثاني لازم انزل بالدروب ونسيب ابراح ماشي زي ما احنا باص فاير.
Listening to Ehab El-Alfi, he'll be coming back on the court with the starting 5. Rim Musa to lead the charge there up front, and obviously you had him mention the name Italy Lucas. They need to find a solution for her. And looking on the other side, she's not on court actually. It will be Rosemira Daniel and Regina Pequeno leading the Angolan backcourt.
You know, Egypt is mentioning Lucas, but is she really a threat to them at this point in the game? I think they should be figuring out how to slow down Mati Keats, force Angola to find another option as the top scorer. Amer had a quiet first half. El Sharawi tries to get it back to Amer. Egypt keep it alive. Matikit now with the defensive boards. And Reem Musa saw the pass coming. She manages to get it back to Hagar Amer, who this time with the finish. That's her first field goal in this game. Nadir Manuel on the other end. Musa could do nothing but watch, really. Musa Gets it out for that three-point shot. Farida, who we've seen hit that three-pointer. Off on that one.
And looking at that replay there, Hagar trying to be involved on both ends of the court for Egypt.
And Angola really have to be careful with their passing. You see Rosemira misses everything. And do you think Angola need to be shooting those threes, or they just need to be attacking Egypt?
They need to feed the ball to Christina Matikit. She's had a great game, and they need to continue to use her, because when you see her size up against the Egyptian forwards, she can handle that. And that's the thing that we've been talking about Angola all tournament. They're not consistent on the things that work for them. They keep getting distracted. They don't have a leader on that court, a player who can get them back to focus. And that lack of leadership has had them. And it is one of the major reasons why they're not going to the semifinals and to contest for yet another African title.
Amer couldn't find El Shaarawy on the cut, and here comes Pequeno. Fires a pass into Matikit. And she's met by Amer and Ahmed. Forces a turnover. Musa to bring the ball up. Dean is back in the game. Kick to Musa. Musa sees El Gadawi in that low post, decides to give her behind pass. El Gadawi nails that perimeter, Jay. And what a play between Musa and El Gadawi. The no-look pass for the shot.
That's what you want to see between your #1 guard and your highest scoring player, to begin a rhythm that could actually go a long way in determining the eventual result of this game.
It's a 10-point lead for Egypt. Rosemira kicks it out to Goncalves. Goncalves drive and kick out for the three-point shot. No, she gets it back at the wing. That's going to be short. El Gadawi cleans up the boards, and they're pushing it to find Nadine Mohammed at the wing. Nadine Mohammed knocks it down from long distance, and she's been so consistent throughout this tournament with that three-point shot. There's Matikit on the other end. That's a nice finish from her, as she continues to be Angola's go-to person for scoring.
And it's impressive that even when she lost the ball on the other possession, they still believed in her and gave her that ball. And as a big, you know that that show of confidence is very important for a player like Christina Matikit.
Another three-point play for Matikit. El Gadawi to inbound, and we saw Soraya on the bench. She's had a good amount of rest in this game, Usher. Didn't see much of her in the second quarter, and coach chooses to rest her first half of this third quarter, as Nadine Mohammed attempting the putback. It's going to be Matikit's second, as Nadine heads to the line to shoot two. Gets the thumbs up of approval from Soraya.
And that's what matters at this point. When you impress the captain, you're in good books in general.
I think as a player, when you see, when you know that your presence on the floor doesn't mean that things will stop, and that they will continue to be successful. And if you can hear some static noise, that's actually rain here in Yaoundé, Cameroon. It's really coming down outside. It's the rainy season here.
And rain comes with blessings in Africa.
It does indeed. And Matikit has been the blessing for Angola. See El Shaarawy go down. She's been hit on the head by, Matikit. Completely unintentional. It does happen in this game.
Yeah, when she was coming down, her hands were all over Hala's face. But for Matikit, she's mastered the art of posting right there and getting that foul.
And Angola are doing a good job of getting the ball to her as well, Usher.
That's the belief that we're talking about, and it's working. 14 points for Matikit.
Ahmed on the wing gets it back into the hands of Musa. It's going to be another foul on Nadir Manuel. She was trying to prevent El Gadawi from getting that ball in the mid post. El Gadawi, who's able to finish with both hands, makes her such a threat there. Better off making sure she doesn't get the ball than allowing it to go into her, as we have a substitution for Egypt. Soraya finally checking back into the game. Pequeno on the break. Manages to knock that one in. Four steals apiece for Egypt and Angola. Dean Mohammed tries to find El Gadawi, and Manuel making it tough to pass that ball into her as Gala slows it down into Matikit. It's going to be a foul on Musa.
Christina Matikit continues to be the #1 problem for Egypt. She's unstoppable on that post. Whether it's Hala, whether it's Ranim, she just keeps changing sides, and it's working.
Gonna call a jump ball between Nadir and Nadine. Gonchavez gets it back to Pequeno. Pequeno sees Matikit, wanted to get it to her. El Shaarawy knew it was coming. It's a steal for her. And we're just about halfway through the third quarter here as El Gadawi with the reverse layup. Pequeno puts the speed on and kicks it out to Gala. Gala slows it down. Good read from Soraya Mohammed with the deflection.
There's very good hands from Soraya Degadi. As we said, she doesn't really have to be on the scoring side. She also contributes in many other ways that don't necessarily end up on the stats sheet.
Manuel out to Gala. Gala throws it out of bounds. And it's been a fairly low turnover game, Usher. 4 turnovers for Egypt and 8 for Angola at the half.
Yeah, it's also been a slow game, if you see. It's not that intense.
And we've also not seen a lot of the full court press either.
That's right.
Matikit getting it done for Angola. 16 points for her.
She's had an incredible performance today. And one of those late bloomers into the tournament.
Nadine Slapped away by Manuel. El Gadawi manages to keep it alive. Ranim El Gadawi, most reliable player for Egypt in that low post. She's been very active around the rim.
She scored double figures in all the past 4 games for Egypt, and will be looking to do the same as Matikit continues to flourish here in this game against Egypt.
Besides Pequeno, she's the only Angolan player to score so far in this third quarter. She is carrying them on her back.
She's literally carrying them on her back, and at 16 and now 17 points, this will be her best performance in the tournament so far. Scored 8 against Mozambique, 15 against Nigeria, 9 against Cape Verde, and 15 against Mali.
But while she's having a great game, her teammates are not giving her enough help. As you can see, Nurala Abdelalim gets up on the scoreboard again for Egypt. She's one of those role players who she doesn't get as much playing time as the rest, but once she's in, she's very effective. As Matikit, so active there in the low post. Musa to Nadine. Nadine wide open for the three-point shot. This time it won't go. Paka to Gala. Gala to Matikit. Matikit is feeling good tonight. She'll attack the rim. Unsuccessful. But you've got to love the fight and the hunger from her.
And it is a 9-point game. Do you think Angola have it in them to win this game? Do you see it happening?
Anything is possible. Still plenty of game time left, but the energy levels and the complete reliance on Matikit is going to make it very difficult for them to do so. As we see Goncalves knock down that three-point shot, that's what Angola need to do more of. The other players have to get involved, and not just from the three, but also attacking, creating for each other. Oh my goodness, Reem Musa. That basket's going to count. She casually throws one in. A three-point opportunity for her. Musa now with 5 points. She averages 5 assists per game. Scoring is not really her strong point, but when she does, it's always a valuable addition to scoring lineup for Egypt.
Egypt has so many scorers, and when you're Reem Musa, you want to focus on the assists and trying to make plays for the team.
As Paka hits that three-pointer and making sure that Angola are still within arm's reach of Egypt's 6-point game. 1 minute 40 seconds to go here in the third. Soraya off on that three-point shot. Usher, you asked me if Angola have it in them to win this game. I think it's still very much a possibility. It's a decision that they have to make.
It is indeed a decision that they have to make and take full responsibility as well. You're talking about the heavy reliance on Matikit, and as she takes a break on the floor, you have Rosa Gala, who has been a great addition to their offense. But the other player that I'm yet to see so much from in this game is Peso. She has 1 point so far. but is one of their standard players at this tournament with 17 against Mozambique, 11 against Mali, but not much today. That inconsistency could cost Angola.
Nadine Mohammed putting on a show, gets it out. The three-point shot. Foul has been called on Whitney Miguel. We talked about Nadine Mohammed being one of the star players for the University of North Carolina.
Greensboro, yeah.
And she goes back to Egypt to play. Do you think she could have, if she wanted to, she could have gone to some bigger club teams, maybe in Europe, maybe in the Middle East if she wanted, but intentionally chose to go back to Egypt?
She intentionally chose to go back to Egypt. And the thing about this current generation of Egyptian youngsters is that they have to break the jinx and want to have careers in Europe, because when you look at the other teams like Mali, Senegal, they've looked at those options and it's working for them. And if they want to compete at this level, they need that exposure against some of the best players in the world. So if you're not playing the WNBA, if you're not playing in Europe, then you're missing out on so much of that competition.
You made a very, very good point there, Usher. As we see now, Peso, you talked about her earlier and her performance in previous games. Slow start for her and struggles continue. Turnover just as she gets back into this game. Under 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Both teams in the bonus. Soraya Mohammed with the floater. She can't get that to fall. Here comes Goncalves. They have an opportunity to make this a two-point game. Kick out to Peso. Peso makes it happen.
That's a good delivery from Peso to make it a two-point game.
And just after we sing her praises, it's an unnecessary foul on Nadine Mohammed.
And she will go to shoot the 2 points on the free throw line as we look at the frustration on the Angolan bench.
You know, it's important to just understand that your timing is going to be off. There's nothing that's going to happen in that mid-court area. As Peso picks up her third foul, that will throw off her flow of the game, maybe affect her confidence.
Well,
she's smarter plays.
It's been tough for her in this tournament. 4 fouls against Mozambique, 4 against Nigeria, 4 against Mali. It was just only the game against Cape Verde that she had no personal foul. But that is something that she'll need to address going forward.
Timeout called by Angola. Coach Walter Costa trying to figure out how to get Angola this lead from Egypt. Let's head to the bench, listen to what he has to say.
Whitney, Clarice, Avelina e Rosa, aqui. Dá para perceber? Repetição do nosso lado. Whitney vai bloquear, Clarice vai bloquear, Avelina e Rosa, sprint, passe longo para aqui. Perceberam? Vocês as duas cruzam e as outras duas vão logo bloquear. Ok? Começam aqui. Whitney, Clarice vão para bloquear, essas duas cruzam, passe longo. 1 segundo. É pegar e finalizar.
1, 2, 3.
1.7 seconds in the third. 4-point lead for Egypt. Angola and Egypt were tied in the first quarter. Egypt managed to extend that lead to 4 at the bottom of the first, and you see a baseball pass to Goncalves. She's trying to talk to Gala. And it's a dangerous pass, but necessary with that much time on the game clock.
The number of poor passes from the Angolan guards is worrying, especially after a timeout. Like, you literally just went to a timeout. This is why I told you that I cannot be a coach.
You told me that?
I told you that.
Soraya Mohammed at the buzzer, can't get it to go. And Egypt keep the 4-point lead against Angola, 57 to Angola's 43 points. We've seen Angola go on runs and then go right back and have some unnecessary turnovers, and that has really contributed to the struggle that they've had against Egypt. Usher, take us through some of the stats here.
Well, looking at Egypt, 19 for 39 in the field, that is quite impressive from their point of view as the smaller team in terms of size in this game. But looking at the stats, generally speaking, Nadine Mohammed, she's been unstoppable. 18 points for her, as well as Ranim El Gadawi. Even when you feel that Ranim is not really playing a big role in Egypt's offense, but she has 14 points on the board, and that's been impressive. And looking at the screen there, Christina Matikit, she's had the best game so far for Angola, dropping those 18 points. And what an incredible performance there. That's her best result really as a player in this tournament. She scored 8 against Mozambique, 15 against Nigeria, and another 15 against Mali, even though that was not enough to help Angola proceed to the semi-finals of this tournament. As we look to get back to the game on the court, 1 quarter to go. It's a 4-point game. What do you think Angola needs to do to win this game?
Angola needs everyone to come to the table. You cannot rely on Matikit to carry the offensive load of this game. Yes, she has 18 points. Yes, she's probably going to keep on scoring. Yes, she'll probably have the best game of her AfroBasket outing, but still, even if she has her best game, Angola might still lose. So Angola have to prioritize here and really decide who's going to get her that offensive support. At this point, they're not really creating for each other. We've not seen the high-low as much as we'd like to see. We've not seen them work that ball on the perimeter and make sure that everyone gets touches. Looking at the assist situation, just 10 assists in this game. Angola have to do better.
Angola have to do better, but like you said earlier in this game, they have to want to win the game for them to get the result that they are looking for today. That drive is not something that we've seen so far in this game. They're not consistent, and it's hurting their objectives in this tournament.
Nadine Mohammed, 3 feet beyond the arc, short. And Gala will push, she gets it to Peso. Peso against Soraya. And Soraya will foul her. Soraya knew Peso is a threat on the fast break and it's a high % finisher. But she has some fouls to give. That's her first foul in this game. As Peso will head to the line to shoot 2. Angola, who have attempted 18 times from the free throw, hit 13 of them. Peso misses both though. Paka with the rebound. Gala attacks, but she missed that one, but that's what we need to see, Usher.
That is exactly what we need to see. The intensity really, but the drive. And Whitney Miguel brings that energy. Actually, even when she's off the court, you can see that.
as the foul is going to be called on Goncalves. You can see clears Reem Musa out of her way. Nadine Mohammed will inbound. Also the handoff to Nadine. Nadine hands off to Soraya. Soraya is looking to see if there's anyone on the cut. No, back to Reem Musa. It's gonna be 5 on the shot clock. Turnover, Reem Musa, she wanted to hit Nadine in the corner.
Disappointment on their faces, but
And
they'll try to get one back with the defense.
Peso to Gala. Gala in to Miguel. Miguel, no. El Gadawi with the defensive boards. Here comes Musa. Musa took an early jump shot. Didn't have anyone to rebound. Goncalves, long pass out for the shot. Paca, yes!
That is a veteran shot to bring back Angola in this game, and it's a 1-point game.
Soraya tries to shake off Gala. And oh my goodness. Soraya Mohammed will never back down from anyone.
She is not just called the Cleopatra of Egypt for nothing. She's ready to fight. Yesterday we saw that. And here she is. You were asking for her earlier in the game, and she's come to the party.
And I'm sure it was an intentional strategy of Coach Elalfi to make sure she has fresh legs for the final quarter of this game. While Angola have relied heavily on the 5 players you see on the floor right now. Matikit floats one in to Nadir Manuel. That's good post-to-post play between the two of them. And would you look at that, Angola back to 2 points away from Egypt. Look at the 3-point shot from Soraya Mohammed. Basket counts. 4-point opportunity for her.
We've been saying this for some time, but her 3-on-3 expertise is helping here. In 2019, Soraya guided Egypt to the FIBA Africa 3-on-3 Cup in Kampala in Uganda. And you can see that her good bowling skills are helping here today in the original format of the game of basketball.
Goncalves hits that perimeter shot. And looks like we've got a game on our hands here, Usher.
We have a game on our hands indeed.
Nadine Mohammed does it again. Nadine Mohammed, 22 points for her, leading Egypt in scoring. Back to a 6-point game. It's Matikit. She wanted to make that basket and make it a 3-point play, as we see the replay of Nadine knocking down that 3. She'll hit that all day.
And let's talk about the no-look pass there from Soraya.
Two free throws for Matikit. And Angola are fighting and fighting hard to try and keep up with Egypt. Four points differential between these two teams. We see El Shaarawy, the baseline shot, no. Goncalves with the rebound. Gala with the push. Parker, another mishandle, and she knows it's her bad.
That cross-court pass is not a good idea, not at this point in the game, and Angola have to try and do the easy things in basketball, the easy things. Pass the ball to the person next to you, screen, run away, and things like that, really.
I mean, if the fast break opportunity is not there, then there's absolutely no reason why to do that cross-court pass, those long baseball passes, as Usher has just said. Matikid, nice pass to Manuel. Manuel gets it back to Matikid, and Matikid couldn't finish it. Manuel keeps it alive for Angola and throws it away to El Shaarawy. Those are the opportunities that Angola cannot afford to miss out on. We see the block on the other end of the floor from Parker. But wow. Manuel and Matikid.
They'll be very disappointed with what happened just there, because that's an easy turnaround for Nadir Manuel. Look up the glass, use the board, and finish. But apparently, it was rocket science in that moment.
El Gadawi will hit the second free throw. It's a 5-point lead for Egypt with just under 6 minutes left to play. Manuel gets it to Gala. Gala sees Matikid in the low post, gets it back out to Manuel. Manuel, strong move to the basket, just couldn't finish with the soft touch. The ball will stay with... Ball will stay with Angola. Parker, yes, manages to get one fall. And Angola are just not going away. Nadine Mohammed making sure Egypt maintains this 5-point lead. Matikid, she's got 3 on her. And that was not a good read of what was happening on the floor. Matikid had 3 defenders on her. She would have kicked it out for that shot.
That was a lack of court awareness there. But also her teammates to call her out and communicate better in that instance.
El Shaarawy creates space for her shot. Can't get it to go. Here comes Pequeno.
That shot has not been working for her.
It really hasn't. Angola have numbers. Parker. Manuel fighting to keep it alive. That's a huge basket for Nadir Manuel. Bring this back to 3 points differential between these two sides. You can see.
That's a very good one from Nadir Manuel, who corrects her earlier mistake and makes it count on this possession.
Converts to a 3-point play. And it's back to a 2-point game, Usher.
It is a 2-point game, 4 minutes, 31 seconds to play.
Ahmed almost loses it. El Shaarawy to El Gadawi. She's up against Manuel and she's fouled. Go to the line to shoot 2. We know how well she shoots at the free throw. Misses her first free throw. You can see Nadir Manuel. She's got 4 fouls to her name. She has no more fouls to give. in these last 4 minutes, 20 seconds of play, and Angola really need her on the floor. See Gala getting bottled up.
And it is a foul called on Nadine Mohammed. She was behind Rosa Gala.
Pequeno bring the ball up. Manuel kicks it out to Paca. Paca to Pequeno. Pequeno tries to get it back to Matikit.
That's very good movement there from Regina Pequeno. And good hands from Nadir Manuel.
Paca short. El Gadawi on the drive. Ranim El Gadawi. Clutch basket from her. Now Pequeno tries to dish to Nadir Manuel, but you saw the spacing was not good in that particular possession. As we take a look at El Gadawi, so reliable on that break for Egypt. Timeout on the floor. It's been a back and forth seesaw for Egypt and Angola between 5 and 4, 3 and 2 points. Egypt have managed to maintain this lead, and they will certainly try to continue to do so. Let's head to the bench, hear what Coach Ahab has to say.
خلاص رنيم اسمعيني تيجي هنا سرايا ادي الكرة هنا لوران خديها هندوب هتاخدي هنا في كارول مع رنيم انزلي يا رنيم ما تديهاش لرنيم الاول اطلعي هاله اديها لهاله هاي لو مع رنيم مفيش العبي هنا في كارول مع لوران اوكي لازم الباسكت ده يجي بعد الباسكت هجمتين ورا بعض نعمل الستوبنج بس خلاص الجيم كورتين ها نركز فيهم قوي.
Now listening to the strategy there from Coach Ahab El-Alfi, telling the bigs to screen for the guards and work together. Pick and roll there for Hala, Ranim and Nurhan. And let's see if they will implement his strategy.
It's important to know that Egypt are in the bonus, and they should be looking to take full advantage of that. See El Sharawi on the drive. Back to Ahmed. Ahmed couldn't get it to drop. Nadine on the left side. That was a tough shot to make.
You have to give it up for Nadine. She's been impressive on offense for Egypt. She does everything.
She really does. And speaking of doing everything, Matikit has been doing everything for Angola. Nadir Manuel with a chance. The Matikit Manuel struggles continue.
To be fair to them, Ranim El Gadawi has long hands and she's playing good defense and going toe-to-toe with Nadir Manuel.
Gala wants to screen. She has some space. Egypt knew what was coming, and now we have Sarai Mohammed open on the break. Egypt 76 points, Angola 67.
Angola are in trouble. 2 minutes, 21 seconds to play, and they're trailing by 9 points.
Malta vai jogar o blue. Eu já disse, isso tem que ser feito rápido. Muda a bola, esta jogadora sobe rápido, Passa a bola para ela abre a tua equipe. Passa a bola. Se não conseguir meter lá dentro, essa luta aqui, se não conseguir meter a bola, muda a bola rápido de lado, porque essa tem que ir para o canto e esta desce para aqui. Passa a bola aqui rápido e a bola vai para o canto. Tu não podes continuar a martelar, a volta tem que marcar os pontos. Vocês estão a ver como é que elas estão a lançar a bola aqui com calma. A bola, vocês têm que ter calma, jogar lá embaixo. Na hora de lançar temos que ter calma. É o que está a nos faltar só, as bolas estão a entrar bem. Ainda há muito tempo, não precisamos ter pressa nos 3 pontos. 3 pontos, só ficamos sozinhos, calma. Ainda precisamos ir à busca 2+1 lá embaixo. Não precisamos ter pressa nos 3 pontos. Não está perdido o jogo. Precisamos defender mais aqui embaixo.
Walter Costa expecting his side to stay calm on ball possession and to try and look for the best options on the court. It's been a lot of pressure for Nadir Manuel and Christina Matikit. And it will be interesting to see how they react to that. Clarice Pack has had a couple of attempts on the behind the arc, but let's see what next for Angola.
Pequeno lets loose a long perimeter shot.
And that will keep Angola alive in this game. 7 points difference.
El Sharawi to Farida. Sit back to El Sharawi. El Sharawi with the runner. Trading baskets, Usher. Trading baskets.
Hala had acres of space there after Clarice Baca found herself on the ground. And she made no mistake.
And Chavez loses the ball on the baseline drive. She had that 3-point shot.
She had it and, you know, faked, but then she lost the ball, unfortunately.
El Sharawi tries to flow one into El Gadawi.
That's a good steal there from Nadir Manuel.
That's a good drive and kick to Matikit for the finish.
And that is 22 points for Christina Matikit. And we have a 7-point game with 1 minute and 2 seconds to play.
El Gadawi finds Farida. She tries to kick it out to Nadine. Pequeno, who has been putting in some good minutes. She's going to put the speed on. Gets it to pack up Matikit. Up against El Sharawi. She's fouled. That was good recognition that Matikit just had the one defender on her. She's had double team almost all night.
Double team, triple team. Of course, that is expected after the numbers that she's put up today, 22 so far and 23 now. Wow, that is her best performance in this tournament so far.
Timeout has been called by Egypt. They've recognized that Angola are on a run at the hands of Matikit. Let's head to the Egypt bench and listen to what Coach Ahab has to say.
الجيم في الكريتيكال خلاص لازم نتعلم، لازم نكنسل الميستيكس، مش كل مره في الكريتيكال نعمل تيرن اوفر. ماشي؟ هناخد الكرة هنا من الباك كورت، هنلعب من بوكس لو ضغطوا علينا. سلعاوي وسوريا، سكرين لسوريا، سوريا تستلم هنا، سلعاوي هنا، مفيش تعليل يا هالة. من هنا عكس الكورة، رنيم روحي أول ما هالة تيجي. خلاص؟ خرجنا بالكورة هنلعب من إيه؟ موشن، عايز كونتينيو ماشي للآخر. عايز ألعب في الآخر. موشن، موشن، سكرين بول، طلع رنيم، كات، أجين، سكرين بول. باب اوت سكرين لازم نلعب السجل الهجمه طولوا الهجمه.
Well, the plan and instructions are very clear. The bigs have to screen for the guards, and whoever gets the ball on the outlet drops that 3 to kill this game. It's 45 seconds on the clock. And Egypt have their work cut out as Angola look to press on the inbound.
They're not pressing as much as they thought they would. I don't think this is the point where you need to put extremely tough defensive pressure. And I'm not talking about fouling, just forcing Egypt to make sloppy decisions and then get those steals.
And of all the people to be fouled, Ana Gonçalves fouled Nadine Mohammed.
And you can see exactly why fouling her was a big mistake.
Big mistake
Angola.
indeed. She's shooting 85% on the free throw line.
And 100% on that one. Another timeout has to be called. Back to a 7-point lead for Egypt. And with 31 seconds left on the clock here, is it too tough of an ask for Angola? You know, Usher, in the previous game, we remember that Ingrid Mukauro, we thought Mozambique, they were dead in the water. And Ingrid Mukauro brought them back to life with that baseline shot that I think even she was surprised it went in. So anything can happen in the game of basketball, and Angola need to dig in their heels, hit, you know, 3 3-point shots in 31 seconds.
Well, anything can happen in basketball. 7 points can be scored in this remaining time, 31.9 seconds. And who knows, maybe the first overtime in this tournament.
Well, that would certainly make Angola happy.
That's right, they'll be pleased with that result if it goes to overtime. But for now, they have the possession. They have their work cut out as they look for the options.
Pequeno to inbound, both teams in the bonus. Paca, every second matters here. It's a kick out to Manuel. Manuel will take that 3-point shot and knocks it down. Wow.
Incredible play there.
In 6 seconds, Angola have managed to hit their first 3-point shot. And Usher, we were saying just 3 3-pointers will take them ahead of Egypt.
And they've delivered the first one of the 3 that you were talking about.
And still 24 seconds on the clock.
That's a lot of time. And looking at the rebounds there, obviously Angola out-rebounding Egypt 15 for 4 in this last quarter. Impressive from players like Nadir Manuel and Christina Matikit.
عمل عليك دبل يدي الكره لسوريا باص لسوريا واستدي على هلا رنيم يفتح لنا الملعب انسايد تحت.
The plan is very clear from Coach Ehab El-Alfi on the inbound. Let everyone fall over and let her bring down the ball. Soraya, that is. She's a very good ball handler. But Angola have ideas as well on defense. They'll be trying to steal that ball and score easily on that side of the court.
They're going to try and trap Nadine Mohammed. And again, this is the person you do not want to foul. Both teams in the bonus, so every foul is going to send that player to the free throw line. We saw her hit both of her earlier free throws. One of the best free throw shooting players, not just in this team, but in the entire tournament.
Well, obviously, when you think about Angola, they are between a rock and a hard place. Because if it's Nadine who has the ball, Egypt also know that if she's fouled, which is what Angola should do at this point, she'll score.
Nadine Mohammed makes this a 3-possession game. 17 seconds. Pequeno goes all the way. No, tries to get it to Matikit.
13.7 seconds left in this game. Is it a case of time? But there's a lot that can happen here as Egypt inbound the ball.
And you see Nadine Mohammed really trying to sell that foul, but it's going to be little too late for Angola. We're going to allow this one to go. And Egypt win this classification game, 82 points to Angola's 76, and they'll go on to meet Mozambique as they fight for the 5th and 6th position of this tournament. That's the final score on your screens. Egypt 82, Angola 76.
That's a very big statement from Egypt, who have defeated Angola. And looking at the statistics, 18 for 25 for Angola on the free throws, 70% for Egypt. Egypt with 35 rebounds, Angola with 53, 17 assists for Egypt, 8 steals. And yet, Mohamed Nadine, 29 points, 24 for Christina Matikit, El Gadawi with 16. Another great performance from the center. And Egypt will have another chance to fight for 5th place. They finished 7th 2 years ago in Dakar. And now they will better that performance, whatever the result tomorrow.
As a Zone 5 team now playing for 5th, 6th position, it's great to see and a testament to how competitive Zone 5 is. It's been a great quarter for Egypt. They scored, or rather they continued to lead against Angola 48-39 at the top of the 3rd quarter, and then finished by maintaining that lead 57-53. And despite an outstanding performance from Christina Matikit, 24 points for her, it just wasn't enough to contain Egypt. And we talked about it earlier, Usher, it wasn't going to be an individual effort, it was going to be a team one. And we just didn't see Angola step into that kind of supporting each other, that energy, that camaraderie that we're so traditional of them. We didn't see that in this game either. And when they started to really come together, it was too little too late.
We've seen that in this entire tournament. They don't have a leader on the court, a player who is very aggressive, and definitely looking at the face of Nasisela Mauricio behind us, a former MVP and 2-time African champion with Angola, now serving as a team manager, not understanding why they don't have that drive to win at this level. And for Angola, this is an underwhelming performance by far, by all standards whatsoever, for a great nation of basketball like Angola. And they'll be very disappointed with that, as Soraya Gedegi of Egypt will be all smiles today, better than yesterday when she was crying.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And as you can see, some of the other highlights, really, for the Egyptian side, so many players came to the table to get them the win that they rightly deserve, despite that clutch 3-point shot from Nadir Manuel at the end there. So Egypt will play Mozambique for 5th and 6th position tomorrow. Cote d'Ivoire will play Angola. Final score again was Egypt 82, Angola 76. We still have the semifinals of the AfroBasket 2021, the women's edition, coming up. Cameroon versus Mali. Don't go too far. You're going to be in for a treat.